All right, guys, so what is a cash advance? People say, never take out a cash advance. The bank says, you have this amount available for cash advance. Well, basically, guys, a cash advance, in this video, I'm gonna tell you what it is. I'm gonna tell you why it's not good. I'm gonna tell you a reason that most people have to get it, and an alternative way to get it where you usually don't get any fees whatsoever or very low fees. And then I'm gonna give you some alternatives to doing a cash advance. So we're going to jam-pack this video full of gems. Share this with somebody that may need to hear this, that's going through a hard financial time. It will be a blessing to them. So basically, a cash advance is literally like a loan, a small loan from the credit card company, where it's all in their favor, okay? It's all in their favor. So basically, with the loan, you're going to get massive amounts of fees. Basically, if you have a $10,000 credit card, usually you can take out 30 to 40% of that credit card in cash at an ATM or with a convenience check. So basically, you'd call up the bank, say, can I get some convenience checks? And they'll send you some convenience checks, or you can use your credit card at any ATM, put in your PIN number, and you're good to go, okay? Now, I live out here in Vegas, so that happens a lot, obviously, with these casinos, right? So if somebody doesn't have their debit card, they can do a cash advance at the casino, and so it gets super expensive, or they can do it right there at the ATM machines, which is super expensive. Basically, you're paying for that emergency cash or that emergency convenience. So basically, what is... we already talked about the percentage. You can't literally liquidate all of your credit card with a cash advance. You can usually take off 30 to 40%, maybe sometimes even less. There is a way, we'll be doing another video on how you can reduce your cash advance limit so you don't accidentally use it or trigger it. Another way that you can trigger a cash advance is by sometimes funding a bank account, okay? Things can trigger a cash advance to your card, and when you do that, it gets very expensive. Here's why. Usually your credit card company will charge you a 5% or even higher fee on the total amount of money that you take out. So there's an actual cash advance fee, right? There's actually a fee for it. Then there's a cash advance fee interest rate. So like how your interest rate may be 6%, 7%, 0% for 12 months, whatever the case is. With a cash advance, it's usually 24 to 30%, and there's no grace period. So what that means is, let's say you have a 0% credit card for 12 months. You're not paying any interest on that for 12 months, right? Or if you have a 20% interest rate on a credit card, you're not paying for that until after your due date, right? So if you don't pay your bill on time, then you're going to be starting to accrue interest, right? There's a grace period there. With cash advance, you get smacked in the face with a 5% of whatever you take out. So if you take out $10,000, you're going to have a 5% fee of that. And then you're usually going to have 25% or higher fee on that $10,000. Okay? It gets very expensive. And then here's another kicker. If you do it like at a casino, the casino will also charge you a fee to do it as well. And there could be a certain percentage there as well. So as you can see, this is not something that you want to do. You do not want to do a cash advance unless you utilize two of my cash advance strategies, which I'll be doing a separate video on that. Excuse my cat. I don't know where he's got to go, but he's got to go somewhere. But most of the time, 90 to 95% of the time, you never want to do a cash advance. Obviously, emergencies happen. You need cash off a credit card. Make it happen, right? You're in a foreign country. You need that cash. Make it happen, right? So things happen, okay? And I get that. But this should be your last thing that you do. Now, I'm going to do a separate video on the cash advance strategy, but short term, here it is. You do a cash advance, and then you have another card to do the balance transfer. That's one way, okay? But you do it a specific way. Check out the video for that. The second strategy would be to do the credit. There's specific credit unions out there, like PenFed, that don't charge you a cash advance fee, so that little 5% fee is gone, and then their cash advance APR is the same as the actual APR. So you don't get hit over the head whatsoever. So you can literally liquidate that card, whatever your cash advance amount is, and take out that amount at an ATM anytime that you want, okay? So that's basically another way that you can do the cash advance, but you have to have the right cards that don't have a cash advance fee and have the same cash advance APR as regular APR. They are out there. I'll do a separate video on it. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel. If you know any cash advance cards like that, put it in the comment section. PenFed comes to mind. I believe SECU from Maryland is another one. There's a ton of them out there, okay? But you got to look at the fine print on these cards and say, what is the cash advance fee and what is the cash advance APR? Those are two separate fees. Once you find that, you can, try to raise your cash advance limit on your cards if you want to start utilizing that. That's another method to liquidate a credit card. But these are very, very rare. And that would be the best way to do it, is the credit union credit cards. But there's specific ones for that. And then the second way would be the cash advance, the balance transfer on a business credit card. Okay? And I'll go over that as well. Alternatives to cash advance, okay, would be the casino and cruise play. If you don't know what that is, join the private Facebook. Another would be retail MS. If you don't know what that is, join the private Facebook group, not the gift cards. There's a lot of different ways that you can get this cash off these credit cards for you guys, so you don't have to pay these high, ridiculous advance fees. Banks will always operate in their best favor. That cash advance fee and that cash advance little loan that they want to give you for crazy amounts of interest is not in your best favor. So you need to know how these cards operate and how you can deploy them for your benefit. And so that way you can leverage and liquidate them. Cash advance fee, people, never do a cash advance fee unless you have the right cards to do them or unless it's an absolute emergency. It is your last option to do a cash advance fee. But if you utilize my cash advance credit union credit card strategy, you're winning all the time, because then there's no credit. You got to have the right cards, but there usually is no, and we'll go over the cards too. But there's no cash advance APR and no cash advance fee on that card. You got to look to make sure that card has both of those things. Sometimes they have no cash advance fees, but they have a high cash advance APR, and that's not what I'm talking about. Okay, so you got to have the right cards for this. But I believe PenFed, off the top of my head, and SECU are two, but there's many more out there. Okay, comment in the comment section if you've ever used different cash advance strategies. Basically, taking that money off the credit card, you can buy foreign real estate. You can buy credit to close. There's all types of things, guys. You want to be involved in my private Facebook group. You want to be following me on Instagram. I'm going to be doing live trainings. Once we hit certain subscriber counts on this channel, we're going to be going heavier into more content, providing free content for people, and building out platforms and products and things like that to really serve you guys in a more economical way, because I don't want to hit people over the head with crazy amounts of money for products like other people do. That's not what I'm about.